We back. Stay black. Stay black. That's all I got.
Get out, little mama. Get out, little mama.
Get down, little
Get
mama.
out, little mama.
That's a Chicago Negro classic, bro.
Chicago. Hey, for all you out of town listeners, that was the Chicago mix. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We back, episode 81.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 81.
Y'all.
81. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Shout out to
Who's
number
81, bro?
shout out to
Somebody was
80.
80.
Shout out to number 81. He used to play for the Chicago Bears. His name was Jeff Graham, wide receiver. Number
Okay,
81.
okay.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the great number 81, Washington Redskin at the time. Now it's the Washington Commanders. Is that what it is now?
Commanders or commandos or something like
Yeah,
that.
so but at the time, number 81 was worn by the great Art Monk for the Washington Redskins. He in the Hall of Fame. I know you
Okay.
listeners, you football listeners, y'all know who Art Monk is. James, I know you know who Art Monk is. So on the real. So
Yeah, it's football season, so y'all
yeah,
know.
you know what
Y'all
it
know what
is.
it is.
Right around the corner. We got
I love
Latisse over
football
there
season.
with her vintage girls club shirt. You know what I
Vintage
mean?
for JJ.
Uh,
I am joking. It does
I'm,
not say that, guys.
I'm Coach
Hey, hey,
Mo.
what's vintage? What age is vintage vagina, bro?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Is that my age and up?
It's 46 and up.
Oh, okay, I ain't there yet, dear.
Yeah, it's 46 and up is
I ain't
vintage
there yet.
vagina.
I'm still in the I guess in my
So
prime.
so vintage vagina would be like um who can I say that's in their middle 40s that's a celeb like Gabby Union,
Taraji.
Taraji Henson,
Okay.
um, Angela Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all them 40 pluses
Okay,
and
so
up.
I ain't there yet. I'm good.
No.
I'm still young, y'all.
Yeah, you ain't made it quite there yet, but those
Yeah.
are the vintage vagina queens.
Vintage vagina queens. That is so
Yep,
funny.
yep, yep. But we back. I'm Coach Mo. Some of this, some of that podcast, episode 81.
Episode 81, y'all.
And it's good old Wednesday night. It's also Cubs White Sox week. As you see, I'm rocking my
That's what I should have put today. My Cubs for
yeah.
the cross.
You should have put on that raggedy shit. You should have put it on.
Don't hate. We're definitely doing better than y'all this year. How about that?
Hey, look, that is a fact. Now I'm not gonna
Exactly.
argue. That's strictly a fact. Strictly a fact. But it's a good old Wednesday. Tease this week is flying by. I got a busy weekend coming up. I had a busy weekend last week. So what about you? How was your week?
So far, so good. I think we had a busy last weekend was busy. But I think the next 2 weekends is busy for me too, bro. I think it's birthday. It's a lot of birthdays in my family coming up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like the next 2 weekends. There's birthdays. Then one of my cousins, it's actually my mother's first cousin. He passed away. So we're having a memorial this Saturday. So I gotta do that. And like I said, I got 2. I know like my niece's birthday, one of my 2 of my younger cousins' birthdays, and they have to get together. So it's gonna be busy.
Man.
Yeah.
It seemed like in August everybody got a damn birthday, or it's
August and July.
it's either a birthday or some type of going away party,
Yeah.
or it's always something.
Trunk parties, because that's when they get ready to go to school. So
always.
yeah.
Well, this show we got for y'all this week, you know, it was a pretty busy week, so there's some topics out here that we got for y'all. Let's start off with T. Let's get into like the relationship shit, because these are some good topics that you picked up on for this week. And then we'll get into what happened last week in Chicago, especially the ratchet ass Chicago weekend we had. But
okay.
Did you see the Keke Palmer video that dropped?
I
Did you see it?
I did.
Okay. All right. Before I ask you about it, let's talk about the song itself. What do you think about the song?
It's okay. I think the song that Usher released last week, I like that one a little bit better. I think
Okay.
a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, he released a song called like "Good We Ain't Good" or something like that.
Yeah.
We still good or something like that. So that was a vibe. This one not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a I like the other one he just released better, but it's an Usher song. It's a typical Usher like party skate song. So it's okay.
That song Huff. I'm just gonna say it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, like I said, I definitely agree with you, bro. I don't think it's anything to like go hard over, but it's yeah, it's okay.
I listened to it. I gave it a chance. I watched the little video.
Mhm.
All I'm gonna say is this: Keke needed it more than Usher did. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
So, me personally, I believe she came to Usher with the idea of doing this, and I believe that Usher was like, being King Petty that he is, he was like, "Fine, I don't give no fuck. Let's do it," because it's just so convenient that the way the video rolled out, and then after everything that happened like a month ago, now we got this. And I said it back when that whole thing went down with her and Usher. I said it would not be surprising to me if there's a rollout to something she got going on. And
Mhm.
I just felt like it because remember, immediately after that thing went down, remember she did that little video on Instagram talking about, hey, look what I got coming out next. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Remember, she did the
Mhm.
whole little snippet, that little song or video. I said, this is something coming down the
Mhm.
pipe because they had all this momentum.
Mhm.
Now, I ain't put this on Facebook or social media, but this is just how I feel. If that was a dude that did this whole thing that Keke Palmer did, I don't think it would be received in the good kind spirit like Kiki's stuff is being received.
She been
Because
getting beat up on too, bro.
here's why I say that. Because the first thing they would have said about a dude was that, oh, you insensitive, you trying to make fun of another woman's misery,
Mhm.
XYZ. That's the first thing they would have said about a dude doing that.
Mhm.
And people don't like to compare the genders, but we do it all the time. We
Mhm.
do it all the time. It could be the same situation, but just a different. This could be on the male side or the female side. Now,
Mhm.
me personally, dudes should just go ahead and just say, "Hey, we're just gonna be co-parents," because ain't no coming back with her now after all this. Because
I heard what is going on.
oh, that's what's going on.
I heard
Good.
that's what she's been getting pushback though too, bro. Like everybody has been saying I haven't it's been I think it's been 50-50. It's a 50-50 thing of people saying, you know, like the 50-50 girls, which is probably the miserable ones who are single themselves.
50
Um,
50 girls.
the ones that's the you don't need him and he forgot who you was and you made him that crowd, and then you got the other people saying this is petty, this is not cute, and you parading around here as a went from having a loving relationship to being
Mhm.
single, all to parade on the internet around Usher because you want to be naked, you know what I'm saying, and because you want to prove you a boss. But now you're a single boss, you know what I'm saying, and in the age where it's hard to find love, now this is what we doing, and now we're gonna add insult to injury by doing a song with him when he's saying, you know, I heard your boyfriend looking for me. So the thing was, you could have handled this if she was still with him, or if you cared really about his feelings, even if you felt like we already discussed our thoughts about if it was out of line for him to say that and our thoughts about that, right? So whatever
Right.
you think about that, fine. But if you were still with him and you cared a little bit, I think it would have been different if she would have included him in a video.
Thank you.
Like at the end, maybe somehow, like you play it to me. I'm old school in the sense, but it always go back to my man, my man, my man. Okay, that's what it goes back
My
to.
man, that's your favorite shit.
My
My
that's
man,
my
my
that's
man, my man.
hey, listen, I'm telling you, I don't care. Listen, my man, my man, my man. Thank you to my man. Okay,
My
I
man.
mean, at the end of the day, that's what matter. Like that's the end of the day, you're not in a relationship with Usher. You know what I'm saying? You're in a relationship with dude. So even with him being upset about whatever happened, and if we're still together, I'm gonna make this right. And then once this video is done, we're gonna laugh at everybody else who thought that we was broke up, and the video somehow gonna incorporate me going back to him at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like including him so it won't seem like a joke. Like you making this boy look like a hoe. You playing in his face.
That's how I felt.
You playing in buddy face to me, and I feel like I don't know if they planned it like from the beginning, bro. I think it was a happenstance situation where this probably was a song that Usher had. You know what I'm saying, in the chamber, and you know, I think the idea with her being in the video birthed after that whole Vegas Gate
Yeah,
thing.
Vegas Gate. Hey, I call it Vegas Gate. That's what it was. Fucking Vegas
Yeah,
Gate.
that's what I think, but it's unfortunate.
And let's just see how this does with the streams and everything. I mean, it's a good concept for a rollout. I swear it is.
Sure,
It's
sure.
so good.
Because she might have a part two. She might have a video where it's
She
maybe
just might.
maybe she will, maybe he will be in the video. I don't know, but I love Keke Palmer, the actress, and her personality. She's bubbly. She's always been who she is. Like she's just always a firecracker. I do not want to hear her music. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of her music.
No.
I don't know why. Because I think she can sing. She has a nice voice. I just don't connect with it. I don't know.
No, I'm cool. I just see all pop when I see her. The pop ass.
Yeah.
I'm cool on
Yeah.
that. Just
And it's a lane for that, but it's just not me.
she needs to go ahead. The next level, the next thing she should do with her career is go ahead, do another movie where she get naked and show some body parts. Do some type of crazy ass scene because the music thing. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't. Hey, Keke, you know we love you. You know you from whatever that little south suburb is, and
You know, Robbins.
yeah. Oh, she from Robbins too.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. No wonder just fuck shit going on.
That's because you that
No,
remind you of your boy.
just like yeah, them niggas out there, they don't know how to act. But
Yeah.
But let's see these streams in a week or two because I'm gonna be checking and look and see because she again the whole thing happened. It was talked about for what 48 hours to 72
Mm-hmm.
2 hours. Then it went away. Now they teased it on Monday. They tease it, and then you see when the video opened up, it's her talking about some. Oh, but I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, they really know how to eat this up, boy. They know how to play this out. Let's see what
it's kind
happens.
of corny though, too. You know, it's to me. You know,
Kind of some cornball shit.
it's some cornflakes in there, bro. I don't know. Little
Cornflakes.
Kellogg. I don't know.
She dressed up as Usher doing the dances or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm be quiet.
What?
You know what? I know that Keke had said that she's into women and stuff, but I think maybe this is maybe her coming out.
That's cool.
Like maybe she just wanted a baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been seeing her in her masculine more. And that whole video dressing up like Usher thing, and she gave this whole little dissertation about like, when she was younger and watching the videos and not wanting to be wanted to be in videos, but not wanting to be like a backup dancer. She wanted to be Usher in the video. So her getting a chance to dress up like him, that was a dream come true and stuff. And I'm like, well, okay.
That's cool.
I think, I don't know. She might not. I mean, it was already like rumors about her anyway, but I think maybe she
she
just
addressed them rumors. She said that, she was into women, and she said her parents know about it too.
Yeah. But, I think that's what she wants. I think she should just do that. I think a lot of them celebrities, bro, I think a lot of them, not just celebrities, I think a lot of women sometimes they get when they start thinking that their time is running out, they
we lost Tisha. That means she had a great thought, and she was finna come with a hardcore thought about Keke Palmer, but she'll be back. She'll be back. Look, well, I'm gonna be honest. I thought the video was huff. I thought the song was huff, and I ain't gonna sit here and try to act like I fake liked it because I didn't. I listened to it like 2 or 3 times. That's how much. That's how much I gave it a try. But hey, everybody got a dream, and she built. She looked at the momentum that everything got her, and why not release a song? Why not do a video? I ain't mad at her. Why not do it? It's right about on timing. It was right on time, and she pulled it off. But I hope she got a plan B if it don't work out. Because if it don't work out, she gonna be back to doing Instagram reels and talking about the gag is looking at us. I don't know, but we're gonna see what she gonna do. But Tisha's back.
I remember that, bro. I remember
She's
that. The
back.
gag is she was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um.
give me can you see me all right, bro?
Yeah, I see you.
Is it delayed?
Just a tad bit. Just a tad.
Okay.
Just a tad bit.
Okay.
But I see you. I see you on
Okay.
there.
I might I'm gonna let you cook for a second. We're
Okay.
gonna pause and I'm gonna
Yeah, we can pause.
I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna come right back.
Okay.
All
Now,
right, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause for a second.
the whole thing going down about um James Harden. He was over in China, and he said that he called Daryl Morey, which is the Philadelphia 76ers GM president, whatever, called him a liar and that he'll never play for a organization that is ran by Daryl Morey. First of all, we talk about other players throughout history, and y'all love to call Kyrie a cancer or whatever, a team obliterator, whatever, blah blah blah. Y'all love to talk about Bron and blah blah blah. Let me tell y'all something. James Harden, in my opinion, is going to be the most overrated NBA superstar slash Hall of Famer in NBA history. And I stand on that. His style of play, like I've always said for people who follow me on social media, would never ever lead to winning a championship as the best player on the team. Secondly, he's aged. He is not the same player he was. He's not a max contract player. In his mind, he thinks he is, which he has every right. But when you watch him and you watch his game, he is no longer a max contract player. Harden has a hard time of dealing with himself and views as if he is a top 10 player. He's not anymore. He's not a top 10 player anymore. And I've never seen a guy that when he gets unhappy, he just wants to be traded immediately. Everywhere he goes, he just wants to be traded. He got to Houston, got paid, and all of a sudden he wanted to get out. He got to Brooklyn, got paid, then he wanted to get out. Got to Philly, he got paid once, now he want to get out because he's unhappy. That dude is the most overrated superstar in NBA history. From the regular season, from the months of October to late March, early April, he is phenomenal. When May comes or late April, you got to look for him on the back of a milk carton. Can't
Mm-hmm.
find a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Philly gonna do with him. I think he's stuck because Philly doesn't have to trade him. But if he wants to act a fool and work his way out of there like he did in Houston, that's on him. But he can forget about getting paid like two
He's
hundred
gotten
mil.
he's gotten way more than he deserved to me this his whole career. Like you say, he's been overrated this whole time, bro. To me.
Yes, he has been overrated.
In his younger years, he deserved it. I know he had the MVP year. Um, but
And
Like you
again,
said, when it comes to the champion, when it comes to that next level, he don't got that gear.
and again, already, I'm not saying he a bum. I'm not saying
Right, 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 right.
anyone good. I just said that he's not as good as other people or you may think he is. To me, he's not.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
can hoop. Yes, he does. He has some great years, but none of those regular seasons carried over to the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Even in his prime when he was carrying them Houston teams to the playoffs, he always ended up coming up short. Whether he didn't
Mm-hmm.
play well in the fourth quarters or his team would be up 3-1, they'll lose a series, whatever. That's gonna always be the stain on him. Always.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but that's my sports rant for this week. So F
Yeah.
James Harden.
Yeah. He's not getting he's already got that bag. He's not getting another one. So
No, he's not. He's
he
not.
might as well go ahead and put
Mm-mm.
his fat suit on and go ahead and go ahead and go to training camp because I mean I'm just saying, I mean, he's like I was finna say like his body frame always remind me of like how Paul Pierce was, like how Paul Pierce was, he never was like a muscular type dude. But I think Paul Pierce, he did produce, whether you like him or not,
Yeah,
he did produce
he
and
got it
and
done. He
he
got it
got
done.
it done. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
And
is
again,
what it is.
I ain't taking off for Paul Pierce, but he's another guy that again I thought he was a really, really great player, but I never really thought that he was one of the all-time best small forwards. I just never did. But
Yeah.
again, he got it
Don't
done.
tell him that because
Oh, he's just I know. I
he
know
always, he got the banter back between him and D Wade. So
Pierce. I love Pierce, man, but he did not have a better career than Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that was the question this
Sorry.
week, though, bro. Like,
He didn't.
who do you think like that Paul Pierce is on the same
No,
as far as I don't think
no,
so either. I don't
no.
think so either. Yeah.
Dwayne Wade was, and I don't rock with Dwayne Wade, but on the court, Dwayne Wade was one of the five best shooting guards to ever play. He was dynamic.
Period.
He was
Yeah.
dynamic. He carried teams when he was in
Mm-hmm.
his prime and young.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Pierce was a great Boston Celtics player, but he did not
Mm-hmm.
have a better career than Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry.
He did it.
Dwayne
And then
Wade, he didn't. I'm sorry.
people act like, Dwayne Wade won, you know, before LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pre LeBron, and he with if he would have had like Dwayne Wade was top 5 in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So he could have. He didn't need LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he did LeBron more of a favor than him doing LeBron a favor, in my opinion,
Mm.
because LeBron wasn't getting over that hump without D Wade. He just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I think D Wade made it a lot easier for LeBron to get at least those first two. I know he got his bubble one and he got the one in Cleveland. The one in Cleveland, I think that was special.
Yeah, it was.
Um, but anyway, but back to just Paul Pierce and D Wade. Like no, like you said, absolutely. Paul Pierce was solid. He was the truth to some degree. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a much better shooter than Dwayne Wade. But as far as athletic ability and just carrying a team and just, I think Dwayne Wade was better defensively as well. So
It was.
that's when I watched basketball a lot. So I'm like, I did like Dwayne Wade a lot back, when he first came into the league because he was cold.
I just don't want people to forget them Boston years. See, people want to associate Pierce winning, but he didn't win early on in Boston.
Oh
They
no, he
was
didn't.
they was getting their heads toe in.
It
Him and
was.
Antoine together was getting
Yeah.
their heads toe
Him
in.
and Antoine had a long
Yeah,
streak of
they,
losing.
they
Yeah.
was fun to watch, but they was
Yeah.
getting their head toe in.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers was on the verge of being fired
Mm-hmm.
until Danny Ainge did both Doc and Paul Pierce a favor by trading for Kevin Garnett with the
Mm-hmm.
with the with the help from Kevin McHale in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So Pierce, I get it, bro. I understand I think deep down in your heart of hearts, you feel like you don't get the same amount of flowers as other guys that you play when
He
you're
got
era.
the flowers he deserves.
But Pierce,
Yeah.
you a Hall of Fame, bro.
Yeah.
You had you one of the greatest Celtics to ever play. Just be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Just be cool, bro. You just not. If they do a top 25 player list, you might make that list, bro. I don't know. You might make it. You might make it. I don't know. But some people might not have you on that list like that, bro. But it's
Yeah.
okay. It's
I don't know that
okay.
I would have them either, but I would you can make a case, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
you
can
can
make
easily
a case
make a
for
case
them.
for him, but he just got to
Yes.
relax. He got to
You
relax.
gotta relax. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Now let's talk about. Like I said, we had two relationship topics we had to talk about. But the first one I want to talk about. This was a good question. You brought it up, and the question was, do guys care if you're dating multiple men, and should women do it? Now you brought it up because it was a video from a young lady. Was it on TikTok? Was it a
I think it
TikTok
was
video?
I don't know if it was TikTok or I think I saw it on Instagram, but
Okay, it
I
was
think
Instagram.
it made it came from TikTok though. Yeah.
Okay, and basically the young lady was saying that women need to date more and date multiple men. That's what she was basically saying in her video. Correct.
She was saying that women need to when it comes to dating, not zone in, and focus on one dude
Dude.
so early on,
Okay.
because a lot of times the guys are still dating other women.
Mhm.
And if you're dating, and he hasn't told you he want to be exclusive, why are you being exclusive to him? And what she started off saying was the reason why you're single and miserable is because you aren't dating multiple men. And so the only problem I had with her statement was when she started off by saying single and miserable, because I don't like that that's a stigma for single women, and that is that somehow you
That they
automatically,
miserable.
a lot of single women ain't miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can want a man and not be miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean I don't have a happy full life. I absolutely have a happy full life. Do I still want to be in a relationship? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean I'm miserable because I don't. Like, I have things that fulfill me that I do and enjoy outside of male companionship. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that part, but that was her premise of that women, we would be better off in the dating if you date more men
More
at the
men.
same time, and make them chase you, and pick who you want to pick, you know what I'm saying, and not focus on one dude, and that way you'll be good. So
She,
well,
I
I
don't.
guess I was wondering what I know what I think as a woman. I know what other women were saying. I wanted to know what when guys hear that, what's your thoughts? Or what do you think?
I think it depends on the dude, or if it depends on if the dude is really, the dude might be into the chick, and that might be a red flag for him if he into her, and she tells him, well, yeah, I'm dating another guy, and I'm also dating another guy. Now that might be a red flag for him if he into her like that,
Why?
because then he feel like, well, if you dating other dudes, then you might not have a real interest in me if
Okay.
it gets to that point. That's what I think. Me personally, I wouldn't even ask if I was single and I was dating a chick. I wouldn't ask if she dating multiple dudes, because my thing is this: people have different definitions of dating. I believe
Mhm.
now than what it was 20 years ago or
Yeah.
25 years ago. I think dating now consists of we smashing and we go out from time to time and we see each other whenever we can. I think if we truly go by the original definition of dating, meaning I met this person, we talk, we hang out, and we go on dates and we get to know each other
For the purpose of seeing if we
for the
compatible.
purpose of seeing if we can work to a relationship. If that comes about,
Yeah.
I think now, like I said, I think it's just different now, which is why I
Mhm.
think me, if I was single, I wouldn't even ask the chick if she dating other dudes. Because nowadays, even if chick's single, somebody hitting that coochie. Because single chicks got at least one dude that they can call for sex. That's
That's
just I don't want to hear no BS. I don't want to hear every single chick has one dude that if they want to call for sex when they don't want to use the rose that night, they don't want to use the wand that night, they got one dude that they know they can call for sex. And
probably true.
for sex only. I ain't saying that she
Mm,
wanna after they get done, hey, let's go get something. No, I mean after they get done, okay, what you finna get ready to do? And he's finna leave. Like they know that's what it's for. So if you
mm,
dating multiple dudes, I think women should date dudes to try to figure out, okay, what do I like? If you're dating three dudes, what I like about all three, what I don't like about all three, okay, measure it down. Okay, well, these two are kind of similar, but I like this one better because I feel like he's more my type. That's what when I think about dating, that's what I think it is. And I think women, personally, women should date multiple dudes. I
mhm,
don't think you need to get fixated with one dude, which is
mhm,
why, again, that's why I feel like the whole sex thing, if you put that into play, it fucks it up
mhm,
because you feel like, all right, if I'm having sex with this dude and we're dating, you know what's gonna happen? Them goddamn feelings about to creep in. Because every chick can say, "Oh, I'm just having sex." Yeah, I get it. You can say that, but that ain't for every chick. Chicks want to be dated. Chicks want to be with somebody. Now, if they happen to have sex with one person, that's great. But feelings gonna come about. We try to
sure.
act like women try to act like they dudes in that manner. Y'all not, and I'm just here to say that. I'm not trying to be chauvinistic, but y'all not. It's just it
Mm,
don't work like that for women.
that's just not how we're wired.
It that we
And if
just
you're wired that way, it's a malfunction. That means something happened that got you like
something
that
is
way.
wrong if you're wired that way that you can lay down with four different people
Yeah,
like
something
that.
happened. It's a
Yeah, it's
trauma.
wrong. It's
Yeah,
something wrong. And
yeah,
it ain't got nothing to you with you being sexually liberated, you feminist ass.
sure.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just
Yeah.
that we're not wired the same. Like for a man's standpoint, for men, okay, yeah, we want to date, but for us, the women we dating, it's like three that we know we smashing two. That's just how we're wired like that. That's just what it is for single men. And to me, but I don't know what go ahead, Tease. Give me your perspective.
I think that for me, you, it's always been what's your purpose of dating. So, like you said, dating can be different things. When I learned about dating and what dating mean and what I believe now as an even as an adult, dating for me would be me um going on dates with the guy that
Right.
have um both of us have collectively decided that me and him are interested in each other and we're interested in pursuing a possible relationship. So we and not say that it'll be tomorrow, it'll be next year, but we're dating because we like each other and we're exploring and seeing where it go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what dating for me is.
Yeah.
Now I can go on multiple dates with somebody or different dates with different dudes, but I'm not going to be necessarily to me, I don't have the energy to give dating 5 dudes at the same time. I don't have it. I don't want it. I don't have the energy to give to actively be pursuing and trying to get to know 5 dudes at the same time. I just can't do it, right?
Can't do
Uh,
it.
I ain't wired that way, and
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think in your initial when you decide to date, when you're deciding that I'm ready for a relationship and want to see what's out there, absolutely, you have to date around a bit to see, what's out there. So that it will be multiple dudes. That don't mean I have to sleep with all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for me, that's a thing. And also too, my thing is even with the what I feel like women have to be careful with when you're saying you want to date around because I think the thing is now people just want to have a roster and just
Mm.
be like, oh, I call him on Monday, I call him on Tuesday, this little daddy for Saturday, you know what I'm saying? And
Little
because
daddy. Little
that's
daddy.
the, you know what I'm saying? That's what the culture calls for now. You know what I'm saying? And the culture calls for women to before you get me, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Yeah.
get their hair, get their bread, and leave. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, seriously, that's what the girls are now. So, they are detached from looking for love, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? They be looking for sponsors. And I can't say if that's your purpose of dating, that's your purpose of dating. You know what I'm saying? For me, if you a woman that's looking for love, you just gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying, with entertaining all the energy, because a lot of times that's how you get these wackos, you know what I'm saying? Because
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? People stalking you, and people not wanting to let go because you've given them some kind of energy. You got to be
Yeah.
careful. You got to
Yeah.
be careful with the dating multiple people. Everybody doesn't need to be in your house. Everybody needs to know where you live. Everybody needs to know your job. Like that kind of stuff you got to think about as a woman. And yeah, it's cool to have a roster, but it's also like, you know, it's okay to be reserved, to reserve your energy to somebody who deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a bad idea to date multiple people initially, but at some point I feel like you said, you dating, and at some point, bro, you figuring out, okay, I ain't really meet him and I didn't kick it like that. He go. Like the usually the other guys will fall off and then you focus in on one dude. But the focusing in on one dude part, that's the thing. You focus in on that one dude, but if he has not made it clear that he's focusing in on you, then don't do that.
Don't do it.
That's what makes you miserable.
Don't do
That's
it.
what makes you because now you are focusing on somebody who ain't giving you the same energy, right? And so then, you know, which leads to uncertainty in of yourself and bringing up insecurities. And so then you're just entertaining a situation that's not even, it's kind of like unhealthy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So until the dudes show you, so he tells you like, you know, hey, you know, is it just me and you? Or we feel, I mean, it
Uh-huh.
sounds juvenile, but you
Uh-huh.
have to ask that. Like you
Yeah.
have to, and for me at this age, bro, like you said, I ain't asking nobody how many females he's sleeping with, how many females he dating. As a 42-year-old woman, I'm under assumption if you're not married, that there's people around. And like you said, you can assume the same thing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm screwing them all, but just I mean, you're single, so you're even if you're flirting, you're entertaining, you got people you go out with sometimes, whatever. Like that's just the reality, you know what I'm saying? So, but if it's in a direction where y'all where it feels like y'all zoning in on each other, you have to have a conversation. You can't be loosey goosey about it because that's that's gonna bring confusion, you know what I'm saying? So you have to communicate and say, hey, I'm liking you, I'm want to explore the next level. Like, is that where you at? If he say no, then keep dating.
And
Keep
keep
dating,
dating.
my girl. That
Keep
he's
dating.
not there. It's nothing you can say that's gonna make him get there. And you can post how many pictures you want to with your girls, be half naked. You can suck the skin off the bone. I'm telling you, it doesn't make a difference.
Wow.
He not gonna do nothing till he ready. So if he's not ready, if you're okay with waiting on him, that's fine. If you're not, better keep dating.
Keep
You have
dating.
to. If you
Yeah.
really want, if you know your heart desire is to want love, you know what I'm saying? Don't sell yourself short. Like I think women do that too sometimes, bro, because when it seems like you're not getting the love, you get into these bad relationships. You get
Mm-hmm.
into because then the first guy that seems like he wants to zone in, now you zone in on him because he said he really likes you. And the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
this is a whole serial killer. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or you settling because you didn't want to wait for when that right. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be careful. I'm big on energy now. I'm big on who I entertain, and everybody, just because I'm a single woman doesn't mean just because I go out and a guy buy me a drink, like, and that don't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. Thank you. What do you want? I can buy my own drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't equal, you don't, that doesn't equal me having to give you my phone number. If you think that, don't buy me a drink. Here's your $20 back. What's your deal? Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause I feel like that too. Some of these guys, that's why you see on the internet all the time, bro. I'm gonna move on. Like you see all these guys talking about women just want to go out on these dates for free food. I'll be thinking like that's lame to me because I'm figuring like women go out on brunch with their friends and go out to happy hour with their friends and
All the
run the
time.
bill up, run the
All the
bill up.
time.
You know what I'm
All
saying? With no males there. So
all the
that's you don't really have to go call, oh boy, you met yesterday to go get a meal from, because we went to Miller's Ale House. Really?
but
I mean, like,
again. if you're single, you can do that. You
And you
may
can
have
do
you
that.
may have a guy that, hey, he just likes to take me out. He likes to take me to dinner, and that's we're
It
dating.
happens.
Happens. You could do that.
Yeah. You
My
just have to know
you have to know, but
and being
I
communicated and don't be stupid.
and don't get stuck on one. You don't. I feel like don't get stuck on one guy just because of
Because you
he
see
may.
potential.
Yeah, because that may not be who he is initially,
Yeah, you
or
got to get them time.
down the line stuff may change about him that you don't like. Like I tell women this too when like you're gonna meet a person, you ain't gonna like everything about him.
Absolutely
It's
not.
just about what you feel like I'm willing to deal with because of
Sure.
who I think he is as a person, who I think about how he
Hmm.
treat me. Like
Hmm.
we know every man you meet is probably not gonna like the same stuff you like. Every man you meet is probably not gonna have the same amount of money as you have, or
Hmm.
drive the same type of cars you have. It whatever the case may be. So you
Hmm.
can't, one, don't go into it being shallow, and
Hmm.
two, don't go into it as we say sometimes, don't outkick your coverage. Meaning
Yeah.
don't have these high expectations.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to dumb yourself down, but damn,
Hmm.
just know like, hey, he ain't fucking the CEO of Motorola. However, he got a good ass job. He
Hmm.
I know he's a hardworking man, and I like how he treat me. Boom, we go from there.
Yeah, and you can say that, and that's okay. You can say I enjoy his company. I
Yeah,
enjoy being with him. I enjoy everything that we have, and right now you have to just be realistic with it. But if in that situation, if like you say, you figure that you're getting more feelings than he is, then that's the time for you to now to step back and date other people.
and date other people.
You know what I'm saying? Or just even if you don't want to date other people, step back from him. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah,
just you can't, it's just you got to give people the same energy they give you at the end of the
exactly.
day. You got to give them the same energy they give you, and there's nothing you can do that's gonna make a guy, besides being yourself. And it's really, to me, it's no time limit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it may be a few months, it may be a whole year before you really see this person for who they are. So I'm too old at this point to be playing little silly games. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm meeting guys now, it's guys that's ready for a relationship. I tell people that, like newer people that I make come in contact with, if you're talking to me, you already know I am not here for casual sex. Okay.
Exactly. And
So
as a
if you're looking to have a fling, I am not your woman.
as a
And so
40 plus
you
year
can
old
stop
woman,
calling
as a
me.
40 plus year old woman, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
It's
Even if
nothing
I
wrong
was
with it.
20, bro, that would have been me. I'm not your girl for that. So
You can establish that real
yeah.
early and often. And
Yeah.
look, and I'm gonna be honest with you, as a guy, and if you say that and you never hear from dude again, that was your answer. I mean, because
And
you
guess
already
what I
know
don't
he
do,
on.
bro?
You know
Guess what
he
I
on.
don't do? Guess what I don't do? I ain't no ain't not never in the words of Cat Williams, in the not never in the world of niggerdom have I chased the dude. So
Hmm. Hmm.
if you don't want me, that's fine. Bye.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, we're on the same page. Goodbye. I mean, that's life. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I have liked dudes, like super super like them, had strong feelings, and we talked every day. I don't even not even a thought anymore.
and it's
Who is
all
that?
good. It's all
Who is
good.
that? What?
Yeah,
Who you text me? Who this?
yeah,
I don't have your number in here. Like I don't. That's just the way it goes. Like I think I've been single long enough just to, I just I know what I want at this stage. And so I don't have to entertain everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if I do, it's a clear instructions. And I be telling dudes too, sometimes dudes hear when you say, well, I'm not dating for casual sex, they think that you want to get married tomorrow. I don't I don't know that I even want to get married. What I do know is that I do not want to have casual sex. So take it how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? That just means you're not finna call me at 2 o'clock in the morning and then I don't hear from you for a month. No,
exactly,
no.
exactly.
That's
And
not where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If I was on that, you would know. I'm telling you, That's not where I'm at. So if I'm not
You
there,
would do
respect
that.
it and leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing wrong with that. And it's like, and if you somebody that said, well, I don't know that I want to get married anytime soon, but I do know I want to be in a relationship and I want to see what that's about. I can deal with that. We can see what happened. You know what I'm saying? And that when I get to a point to where I feel like this shit is not going nowhere, bye.
Bye.
You know what I'm saying? And not saying it's that simple. I'm just saying, but it's
Yeah,
just you just gotta protect your own energy, and
but it don't have to be
if it
people.
don't work for you, it don't work for you.
But people with these think pieces and these
It's not that deep.
Instagram reels and shit, they try to make it seem like, oh my
It's not
God,
that deep.
this is 2023. Men are this, women are this.
It's
No,
not
no,
that no. It's not
no.
that deep.
Here's the
It's not
thing.
that deep.
It's all about the circles you surround yourself in.
Hmm.
If you in places where you got a type of men and you in places where they got a type of women, that's who you're gonna date. That's
Yeah.
hey y'all, that's y'all pool. That y'all like to say. That's your dating pool.
Yeah.
If you're in those situations. Everybody gave Kevin Samuels a hard time, but that's pretty much what he was kind of trying to say. Like you want you want a man to make this, and that look like this and that. Well, you ain't gonna find that type of man if you still hanging out at Ted's.
Facts.
Or you ain't gonna find that type of man if you still hanging out at Bricks. You're not gonna
Right.
find that type of dude. Them type of dudes don't go to them spots.
Yeah.
They hang out at like other places where everybody else is talking about $1 million deals that they're getting ready to do and
Yeah.
meeting with CEOs. And if you want those type of men, that's what you got to do.
You
Like
gotta change your circle.
I always say this. I've been around sports all my life. I know a lot of former pros, current pros, and they always say this. Guys married, when the guys and the athletes get married, usually the women that they marry, you know where they meet them at, Tease?
Well,
At places where they're usually at all the time, big time parties,
mhm.
or they at different events where you got those type of people there, affluent people. So the women that are there at those type of parties could be they could be knowing somebody that's related to that person. Like that's how
Right.
they in the
It'd be the
same type of
CEO daughter, or it'd be
the same type
somebody's,
of circles.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
not like them dudes. They not going like a dude like the stature of Jason Tatum. He not finna go to no hole in the wall to get a wife.
Right.
He not doing that. I
Right.
mean, I'm saying the women that hang in the hole in the wall. I'm not saying they ain't shit. But what I'm saying is, it's
It's
the
going to breed a certain type of dude.
it will. That's just what it is. But
Yeah.
if you single, I always say if single women, if you want a certain type of man or you want to date a certain type of man, look at yourself and look at your circle. Where do you hang out at when you do socialize with men or you go? Look at the places you go. Now, if you know for a fact that the men there are blue collar workers, they work with their hands, whatever. A lot of them men probably ain't making 200K a
Right.
year like you want. They
Right.
probably got good jobs, great jobs, making good money,
And insurance,
good
good
insurance, all
pension.
that. But
Yeah.
but to your standard, that's not 100K or 200K. So I mean, you got to be honest with yourself as a woman, and
Yeah.
men the same way. If a man say, I wanna meet a good woman, okay, you got to surround yourself in different places when you're hanging out to find
Yeah.
these good women.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you know what dudes meet women, and it ain't even always at the bar and clubs. It be the most random in places, supermarket, grocery store, coming out of a
I've never met a
Walgreens,
dude at the grocery store, I believe.
just the most random in places. And you
Yeah.
might just say, "Hey, how you doing? You look nice today." And that just might spark this conversation. You might get lucky and get the Instagram. It ain't the number no more. You might get the
Right.
Instagram now. So that way you can shoot your shot, your real shot in the DM of the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But
That's so
yeah,
funny.
it's just I think we try to make this thing just too complicated. It don't have to be.
It's not that complicated. Yeah. You know what you're dating for. If you're dating for love and you're dating to meet somebody, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You have to date being realistic and date in the way that works best for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
I just always like I tell young ladies just to be careful with the energy that you give because Everybody does not deserve your energy. And it's for
No.
guys too. Every woman don't deserve your woman. It's a lot of toxic women out here. A lot of toxic girls that's dating for the purpose of trying to see what you got, how you can what you could do for them instance financially. And it's some ladies it's some girls that are dating that are mentally messed up in the head and
Yeah.
will take you down with their
Mm-hmm.
toxic ways. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they use sex as their way to control you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And guys, sometimes y'all a little too simple. You know what I'm saying? And that's you can be easily controlled by that. You know what I'm saying? But but as you get older, you know what I'm saying, you know how to weed them out a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be careful. Everybody has to be careful because it's enough. It's too many wackos on both sides.
Too
You know
many.
what I'm saying? And so I always encourage people. This how I was taught about dating, and I believe it. I feel like if you're not dating with a purpose, whether that purpose is big, if your dating purpose is for marriage, if your dating purpose is to screw, let that be known. You know what I'm saying? That's
No.
fair. So
Let it be known.
that's my 5 cents.
Fast.
When you give a little bit more 2 cents, that's my 5 cents.
Yeah.
Yo.
Now, let's talk about another dude, and that he did a little interview. It's a dude that I really don't care too much about. I've always thought he was a clown,
I know
and
who
then,
you finna
and
talk
then
about
it
now.
proved that he really was a clown when him
Mm-hmm.
and his wife broke up, whatever. Derrick Jaxn,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Self Help, Mr. Men do this for your women, men blah blah
Never
blah.
liked that dude.
So he was in the news because he was on an interview, another podcast he was on, and he said he cheated is because he was rejected. Now, I just watched a little snippet because I really don't like Dude. I think Dude has always been a fraud to me, and he has always been a dude just like old girl on Real Housewives of Atlanta, her husband, Drew's husband. Them two dudes have that I really do not want to be married look. Every time you see them, they just look like they hate their wife. So
Mm.
he's another one. I don't believe nothing he said. I don't believe he was rejecting us. I don't. I just believe that dude had a following because he was always dropping these isms and these self help men tips, and these women fell for it. And I believe he used that shit to smash other chicks. I don't believe all that. His wife rejecting him, and also I feel like with him, I feel like he bamboozled a lot of women, and a lot of women who was single too, who felt like they wanted a man like Derrick Jaxn. You saw them comments how women used to comment whenever he used to post stuff. You
I'm
saw
gonna say
them.
my comments till you done.
You saw them comments. You remember
Mm-hmm.
all the traction he was get. Women was ooh woo child. This is a word. This is a word. That was their favorite thing. And all the while, this nigga getting hand jobs in the back seat when the camera off. So I mean, did you watch? Did you watch like the other parts of the interview? I didn't. I just watched the little
I didn't
snip.
watch the full interview. I watched the
Okay,
2 clips. I watched the
I,
part about him talking about being rejected.
I just watched
Um,
that clip because you sent it to me, and I watched the clip because, like I said, I really have a disdain for him.
yeah, I don't like him.
I have a
I
disdain
don't
for him.
like him.
But go ahead.
I used to always tell people that I thought he was like down low anyway, because I used to feel like the way he talked had a little sass on it. You know what I'm
uh-huh.
saying? Like I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I think Buddy might be on the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I always got that, and there wasn't to say that he didn't say some things that were true about relationships. I think what people say like a broken clock can be right 2 times. You know what I'm
Today,
saying? Twice a
twice a day.
day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he could. It's not that he didn't say anything that didn't have truth to it. I do think rejection is a real thing in relationships. But I'm with you in a sense. I think in this situation, I feel like he was using it as an excuse. I
Mm-hmm.
think in the to frame it in the sense that okay, so you like aggression. Like I know people need to know he was a college football player. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've dated a couple college football players, so I know that there is some people some guys are just rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
could have been he already could be like a mochizo type of guy, you know what I'm saying? Just a macho dude.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that your wife was sexually assaulted, okay, and then or if you didn't know, maybe you didn't know initially, but when you found out that she don't like rough sex because of a situation that happened to her, like if you don't have understanding about that, then
You a
as a
clown.
you that's I feel like somebody you love, you have to move a little bit different. In a relationship, you can say, okay, well, I like that, and I know it's a struggle for you. So how can we meet in the middle? Like you have to talk. You have to talk. Like I feel like cheating, that's a I'm not gonna say it's a cop out, but it's a cop out in the sense that if you didn't even try to attempt to remedy that with your spouse or your significant other, then cheating was a cop out. You just wanted to cheat, or you using that as a reason just to, say she rejected me. But if you know she has issues, there's other options. That's all I'm saying, bro. It don't have to
Mm-hmm.
be. It could be a conversation between you and your wife. Y'all could go to counseling to figure out, this is a trauma response for me, but I do want to please my husband. You know what I'm saying? So what can I do to get this out of my head? How can I get out of my head so that my husband can be
Shot.
pleased, and then I can also be comfortable too? Like you don't want to be choking your wife and she not enjoy that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Just
That's
because you
not
like it.
pleasurable for anybody.
Like, okay, like if like men like different stuff. If you like for your wife to just please you because you want to like screw her face. But if
Mhm.
it's uncomfortable to her, don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
it.
put
Yeah.
her in a situation just because you like something. Y'all
Yeah.
talk about that. Talk about it. I mean, don't again. That shouldn't. I just don't think that's like the panic button. Like, you know what? She don't like for me to screw her face. I'm gonna go find a chick. No,
Yeah.
that's overboard, bro. Like, come on, that's
Yeah.
overboard.
That's overboard,
That's
bro.
way overboard, bro. Way overboard.
And I
And
think
he,
too, that goes. Go
I
ahead. I'm
think
sorry.
I do think that you're right. He is probably ultra aggressive, and her trauma probably got in the way of them probably when they became intimate. But I think he just so much of a clown that he didn't care about her feelings.
Yeah. I think to a certain degree, sometimes like, you know, um, dudes that are narcissistic, and I hate using that word, but there are people that are just narcissistic. I think he's one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I think, I'm not even gonna say, bro, that women were fooled by him. Some people were, but that's just naive because some stuff is common sense. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff it should be common
It
sense
should
at
be,
this age. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And if you hanging on every word of a dude that's sitting in his car all the time, like, you know what I'm saying, just being want to be this relationship guru, like, you just got to use your own brain. You know what I'm saying? And some stuff is common sense, and you don't need no dude in the car telling you that. You know what I'm saying? Think for yourself. Think just yeah. I know, and I think I've had an advantage for a long time that
Mm-hmm.
I've always had brothers. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so I've always been one of the girls with the guys, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree. So I get to see a lot of the inside, stuff that a lot of ladies don't do. So I think sometimes for me, I do probably be like, why didn't you know that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got brothers, I got guy friends. I worked. I was the only girl in my department for like 10 years. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? At one point,
yeah.
so it was five other guys and just me. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's what it like working in, like when you like working in tech. That's what it
You,
is. It's
you deserve
mostly
you deserve hazard pay or something.
guys.
You
I
deserve hazard.
did. Y'all,
God,
you know how traumatized I was working
I
with
bet you
working
was.
with five guys.
I bet you
how
was,
I'm like
man.
I'm like that's why I can't. I used to tell them, see, this is why I don't trust dudes. This is why I don't trust dudes. Being around y'all is why I be having problems, because I be around y'all too much. But
Uh huh.
no, I just think, yeah, I think sometimes women just be wanting. I think with the pursuit of wanting to be loved, sometimes we be too gullible, and we let our emotions like blind us from reality, and we gotta grow out of that. I have gotten better in my older years, but I did the same thing when I was, in my 20s, just because you just want to be loved, and you be believing this goofy stuff. Like, just use your brain, ladies.
Just
Like,
use your
just use your brain, but
use your brain cells.
just use your brain cells, girl. Use your brain cells. But yeah, I just think he's full of it though. I think you have to deal with rejection in your relationship, even as women too, though. I mean, women, bro, it's a thing, especially like now. I hear ladies that's like my age and those, where they be like, my husband don't even want it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even want, like, because sometimes women, as we get older, our libido kind of goes up and guys slow down. You know what I'm saying? And so, if you in a relationship with somebody, that's a real thing I talk about. Like,
Hey,
because you could feel rejected. Like, I came home with lingerie and he was just like, okay, girl, and went to bed. Like, that's rejection. You know what I'm saying? And that will make you feel some kind of way. Like,
hey,
dang, like, you hate me. You know what I'm saying? So
when I get
you start. I think too, I've seen ladies, you can tell they be married, bro. And when they start posting like half naked pictures, or not
yeah,
even just married, or girls in relationship, I'll be like, oh, she need attention.
yeah,
I kind of see that sense of when guys was talking about, like, when, even though I think that y'all kind of screw some of her words, but when they was talking about like Aisha Curry, and she was talking about like the wanting attention from guys and stuff like that, and I'm like, I think that's partial, some of it, like when you're not really getting maybe the attention that you probably need from your spouse a little
but
bit.
that don't mean she wanted to fuck him. They was going like,
Right. That's what
they
I'm
was
saying.
acting like,
They was going too far. They was going too
yeah.
far. I just think she was just saying, I feel like I'm sexy too sometimes. I want to feel that same energy too. That's all.
And
You
that's
know.
fine. Like, I mean, to me, I think that's just human nature. Like,
Yeah,
you,
absolutely.
I always say this for a dude, the biggest compliment to a dude about his woman, if another dude approaches her when you ain't around and he says, "Damn, you look good," and then she says, "Thank you," and then he says, you know, "Man, can I call you sometime? Can I take you out?" And if she says, "No, I'm sorry, I'm married or I'm with somebody," and he says, "That's a lucky man," that's it.
Hmm.
That's the greatest compliment that for a dude to have.
Yeah,
Women, I don't care what woman. A woman can be married for 40 years, the most faithfulest woman in the world. She can be married for 5 years. If another dude compliment her, that's gonna make her feel good,
absolutely.
regardless
And
of
men too.
men. Yeah, men too. But I'm just saying, with women, just women, even if they married, they still want compliments. They still want,
Absolutely. We love that. It's
yeah,
like compliments like flowers to us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, and sometimes I've dated guys, and if I feel like, because sometimes I don't think guys, y'all get lazy sometimes. Like, when you with somebody for a long time, like, not that you all of a sudden think the girl is ugly, but you it's just that you're used to her,
Like, damn,
look
girl, what the
kind
fuck
of.
you, girl?
Yeah,
Shit.
like, it's like she can still be beautiful. She could
Yeah,
be even more, like, she could be in better shape now and all this
yeah,
stuff. And like, you're still attracted to her. You still want her, you desire her, but y'all don't. Sometimes you forget to continue to tell her that. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
we need to hear that. And so I've had to tell guys, like, you hate me or something. I mean, I'm trying, and that's me being trying to be funny with trying to say, like,
You hate me
like,
or something.
I mean, like, that's my way of trying to communicate that, like, man, you haven't really been flirty with me. You haven't, what I'm saying, you haven't really showed that kind of, like,
Right.
you look good this week, or you look
Yeah.
good today. Like, I need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remind
That's
you
fine.
sometimes.
But that Derrick Jaxn dude, I just think I just really but think he just hated being married, and I think he just kept it
He
on.
married to a Supreme Church girl. I feel like looking at both of them now, bro, they probably was just never needed to be together.
Probably
'Cause she's
didn't.
super, super churchy.
Super church girl. Remember when
Yeah.
she did her interview, when she was on that podcast, and she was talking about the type of sex he liked and the type of women she just. I was like,
And
yeah.
she went along with it just for him.
I was like, yeah, she really probably. I even said to myself, I said, yeah, she got some self esteem issues, and she
Yeah.
probably went through something a long
Hmm.
time ago. Because you could just
He
think
knew it too,
he
though.
knew it. Yeah, he knew it. He knew
Yeah.
it. He he
Yeah.
he a, he a clown. Just like I just don't like that dude, man. He was a fraud, man. He's just a
He's a
fraud.
fraud. He took advantage. He took advantage of ladies, in my opinion, and women fell for some of that crap too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because even post his stuff, people are still like following him, and like people look at him. He's a nice looking man, and he get up in there with his muscle shirts on, and I don't like dude. He got his energy all never seemed authentic to me. It didn't, bro. Like it's something about it always seemed like something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Something
Like
wrong with Buddy.
it didn't feel real. Yeah.
Something wrong with
Yeah.
Buddy. But again, man, my last thing is people like him had a big following, and women listen to that shit, and
Hmm.
women try to feel like this is what a man should be doing. Like at the end of the day, nobody knew that even in his own relationship, he hated going home.
Yeah.
He hated looking at his wife. He was
Probably why
doing
he was in the
this.
car.
Yeah, he was always with it. Like the moral of the story is, just because something look good on the outside doesn't mean it's good for you on your inside. So
Yeah.
that's why I say, hey, people gotta understand that. Like everybody puts up a facade when they trying to get the attention that they probably never got before. And we
Yeah.
see that on social media.
And that's why I say, bro, you need time to get to know people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always say, like, that first few months that you meet somebody, that's their representative.
Yeah.
It's not the real them. It's the version of them
It's
they
but
want you
not
to
them.
see, but you have to really start spending time with people like outside of just regular time with your mask off, and with so you can really see like, okay, how this person is. Because like you
Yeah.
said, everybody puts on this front, you know what I'm saying? And you got to give somebody time to really, and some people can really fool you. You could be like, oh, okay, and then as soon as you get together, they can flip the script, you know what I'm saying? But usually you'll
Yeah.
see those signs early. So you'll see those signs if you're getting to know somebody, and you know in the genuine matter, you'll start seeing what's good and what's bad for you, you know.
He'll flip the script on them and all that,
Yeah.
and you did. And another thing, and we're gonna move on, but stop letting these dudes nut in you too. Y'all women gotta stop that shit, cause y'all know what happens if you ain't on birth control. Y'all know what the hell can happen, and
I'm
then
kid free, so
be looking stupid.
FREE, kid
Oh,
free. Ain't no nut in me.
oh my!
I'm just saying.
Oh, I dropped the mic, man. God,
I'm
you
just
wild for
saying.
that one, boy.
I'm just saying.
You
You
wild
said it,
for that
bro.
one.
I'm just
That's a
saying.
bar. That's
I
a
hear you,
bar
but
right
I
there.
can't. What people say, I can't relate.
Oh man, that's a bar.
I ain't had no
Hey,
I no
la-
accidental pregnancies and none of that. No.
ladies and gentlemen, Latisse is NUT free.
ah, yes.
Oh my goodness. Hey man,
Yeah.
let's move on to this next time.
Oh boy.
That one there, that's definitely gonna be a clip. Anyway, man, hey, last weekend in Chicago, it went down. It's like, like wild shit was happening in Chicago last week, man. What was
What
going
was,
on?
how was
What
y'all
was
cutting up like that? And it was old folks too.
old folks cutting up? The shorties cut up. What's up, man? What was something in the water over the
Folks gonna
weekend or
stop coming
something?
here, bro.
Straight up, people gonna stop
they
coming
gonna
here.
stop. They gonna stop coming here, or they gonna stop, or establishments gonna start. They either going to start because I think I consider the city winery situation was like a third party like
Mm-hmm.
security that kind of initiated that stuff.
What was
What
wrong with Buddy though? He
I
just
don't
tweaked.
know.
Was something wrong with him?
I don't know what happened. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know.
Like I'm watching the video. I'm like, did the drums or something trigger him? Like, was he? What does he? I mean, I know I hate the fucking bucket boys, but did he like get triggered by the drum? Like he literally walked up to each chick that was playing the drums, stared him down, and then he walked up on the stage to dude who was like on the microphone, grabbed his microphone, and I'm like, what is wrong with dude? Was he on
Yeah.
something? Was he high?
Something
Was
had
he?
to be broken. That was weird.
And he was a part of security. They
That's
kept
what I'm
saying.
saying. How you interrupting the show like that?
And then I'm looking, he get into it with all these women. Then, like, the other chick kicked it off by throwing a chair at the crowd. I'm like, why the fuck she do that? And then
And that's the
all the
thing
dudes,
too. That's that chat shit. Everybody, it's
that chair,
always somebody always got to go too far. So now every time we got to fight, people picking up chairs. Like we gotta stop doing that monkey see, monkey do stuff. Like, come on now. It was it was unnecessary. It's already escalated. What did you think throwing the chair was gonna do?
make things worse.
Come on, like it was not necessary. Like we didn't read. Nobody in that place read the crowd.
Nobody.
Clearly, didn't know. Nobody read the room. It was just like
That type of crowd tease was
I know
Issey
somebody
Miyake.
that was there too, bro. These are older people.
That was the Issey Miyake burn incense. What is higher learning type crowd? That's what that crowd was. I don't
I
understand
can't
why
stand you.
I don't understand why dude just snapped. He just
You might have been on something, bro.
I think he was on some Tease, or I think he
Yeah.
might have been mental. So I'm telling you, Tease,
Yeah.
the way he stared them chicks down with they had their face painted and they was playing them drums. I'm like, something was wrong. He just staring them down. Like, yeah, I think something was wrong with Buddy. I think something was wrong with Buddy. And people was in the comments was like, all those men there and they ain't do nothing about it. I hate when women say that because you know why? Because I understand the premise of that, but some of them men might have been there with their loved ones. They got family. And they probably felt like,
go
I'm
home.
gonna die for this crazy ass nigga. I ain't gonna die for this crazy ass nigga. And that's they right. You know what I'm saying? But he left. I'm glad they got him out of there. He didn't come back and shoot it up. He didn't come back and make a scene. So I'm glad that was over with. Because I was just
you
shocked.
killed the whole show, and then you killed the show, bro. You put a bad vibe on the city. You put a bad vibe on black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already have to fight all these unnecessary stereotypes anyway. Then y'all come and get y'all grown tails up in here and act stupid like that. But
stupid.
I absolutely think that he was high on something. Girl to the chair, she was high on something or drunk too. That was absolutely stupid and insane. So but you know, like I said, I think what's gonna happen is these places are gonna start, they're gonna be like F your security and you got to get our security.
Yep.
And our security gonna cost, $1,000 a person, and you gotta have at least 5 of them. And if you ain't got at least 5 of them, you can't put your show here.
Because real security, like my homie Bossy them,
he wouldn't have walked up on there. He would have walked on the stage.
They would have got dude the fuck up out of there.
Immediately.
Like they would have got him up out of there immediately.
Yes.
And real fast. So yeah, you're right. Like some of these places will use their own security, like because they know their security gonna make sure everything is cool. So you're right.
Cross the gun line, you done.
Yeah. Across that gun line, boss.
That's it for you.
And then what about the stories at the Derick concert? And then we seen fights in the stands. Somebody come on Facebook and just say, "Hey, I heard they were shooting inside the United Center." That was a lie. Then you see these fights. You see people running in the United Center, people looting, stealing all the merch out of the United Center.
That was the Lord.
Then you see the little goofy ass white boy. He jump over the table and grab him a shirt. I wish somebody just would have slapped the hell out of him and told him to just go home. You don't belong here, you little stupid ass. I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, at these events, why y'all fighting?
Why are y'all? This is you're supposed to be there for a good time.
Yes, I don't understand that.
Why are we? How do we miss the good time by initiating the fight, and then even you don't know what's going on. You got cops in the hallway with assault rifles, and y'all thought this was a good time to go jump behind a thing to get a t-shirt.
Like t-shirts.
Obsession with material things in this country is already insane, but you rather it's two things. You got people that's recording as if you don't know what's going on. You got cops in the hallway. If I see cops in the hallway, bro, with guns like that, and my phone is not in my hand.
Hell
I'm
no.
getting the hell up out of there because I don't know what's going on. And if they responded in that sense, it's something had put them on high alert. I don't want them
Exactly.
accidentally shooting me. So let me get my ass up out of here. What part of I need a Lil Durk t-shirt before I get up out of here? This shirt costs $5, guys. I mean, I
And
don't understand.
it's always these shorties. Like again,
That's
like
misplaced values, bro. That's misplaced value. You don't you that means these things to me, that's misplaced values in the sense of you care about stuff more than your life.
in your life. I I over the weekend or like, it's this page on Twitter that I follow, and it's probably the most it's called, I forget the name of the page, but it's based out of Chicago. Basically, what this page hates everything that's Democrat, hates everything I feel like is black or black love, and always has something to say about the crime in the city, and always blames it on the mayor or anybody that's black that's in power in the city. So they had posted a video. It was like a little altercation at the Bud Billiken parade, right? But the parade was over, so the altercation happened after the parade was over. So I had like commented because I was sick of it. I got tired. I couldn't take it no more. So I commented. I was like, y'all find something bad out of every great situation. So
Mm-hmm.
the parade has been great for years. These people put the parade together, and they do this every year for a good cause, but y'all find one little bad thing and then y'all want to post this shit. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, I guess it started being open season on me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably erased like 6 replies because I was
Mm-hmm.
ready to hit send. But then I was like, you know what? I'm on Twitter. A lot of people follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna be cool. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
say that because I'm not gonna let these undercover ass racists get me out my body to
Exactly
make
what
me
they are.
lose what I love to do. So I'm just gonna be cool. Cause they was
Mhm.
firing off. They was firing off. I had
It's
people
always some trolls on Twitter, bro.
it's trolls. It's trolls.
Yeah.
I had people DMing me and was like, they replying to you. Like this one dude was like, bro, you want me to say something back for you? I was like, no. I'm like, it's cool. I'm cool. But it's just like we know these shorties. Like we understand. Like I'm never gonna give these shorties a pass for doing dumb shit. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not gonna give these parents a pass for knowing they doing dumb shit and they don't do nothing about it. Because accountability is what our community, and I'm saying that we do not fully grasp how to deal with that because we always want to blame other things, other people. When it comes
Mm-hmm.
to shit like that, if you know your kid is out looting, vandalizing, and harassing people, that's your fault as a parent. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
all that. Well, they ain't got no place to go. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Wrong is wrong, right is right. That's
Mm-hmm.
the bottom line. If you know your kids are going downtown doing that shit, that's on you as a parent. Because here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing: the police, they can't really arrest them and charge them. They
Mm-hmm.
could probably take them away, contain them, detain them, but they're not gonna charge them with nothing.
Right.
You know why? Because they're underage, and these shorties know that.
Right.
They know that. That's why they do this dumb shit. But see,
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna happen? I keep saying this. That what's gonna happen is one of these days they're gonna get a staunch Republican mayor, a staunch Republican district attorney, a staunch Republican governor, and they're gonna change these laws to specifically gear towards what they call the lawlessness in Chicago. And then what's gonna happen is these police is gonna start policing like the old days, where when they tell you to get off the corner, get away from the street, and you still there, and when they come back, you're gonna have a motherfucking pumpkin head. So that's what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen. But see,
Mm-hmm.
but then that's when we're gonna be like, well, why they doing that? What again? People always say police are police. Well, they can't anymore like that. They
Mm-hmm.
can't. That's why everybody got a camera, tease. You see it. Everybody got a camera. Them police not finna do nothing. Black or
Right.
white. It don't even matter the color. They not finna do nothing. Because they know if they do something, They're going to either lose their job. And a lot of these police, when you talk to them, they'll tell you, I'm not losing my job over these nothing ass kids and their parents. They'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you that just like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we as a people, I do think if you got some shorties that you know, try to get them, try to cuff them and try to get them to do better. Because what they doing now, this shit is stupid. Looting. The 7-Eleven. You saw the shit they did the 7-Eleven? Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. The 7-Eleven?
Mm-hmm.
Like, be for real. Like, what are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm. And
What? Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back to the thing about the people that's controlling the media, because like you said, I'm gonna start there with these pages that, to me, it's a glorification of you pick it's a perfect parade. Nothing happened. Something happened after the parade, and instead of just highlighting the parade, you want to highlight a fight, right? That's what makes me believe that I guarantee you a lot of these, and I found this out too. I don't know if this is one of the pages. I found out, bro, a lot of these urban pages that we follow, these blogs, it be rich white boys
Yeah,
behind it.
yeah,
And I
behind it.
guarantee you, these Chicago ones is probably from dudes that's not even in Chicago. It's probably some conservative person that's trying to push a narrative, and
Yeah.
they put the negative stuff out there. They put that ghetto stuff out there. They put the negative stuff, and they sprinkle in some good to make it, to give
Mm-hmm.
it some relevance. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you it's people that are not in the community, that have no part of the community, that are exploiting the community, and they want to highlight the bad parts. And sometimes, when that happens, it makes you believe that if that's what you keep seeing, bro, and these young kids see that they're on the internet on their phones all day, they believe that's how you're supposed to act. Like that's how it is. It's just that's how we're supposed to do it, because everybody is doing it in a sense, because it's in their brains. You know what I'm saying? So I think, we have to do better as a people in a sense of controlling the narrative when these pages, because it's a lot of stuff, bro. It's a lot of stuff we don't see that happen in white communities or of affluent communities, because if it's they're not going to post it.
They not.
If somebody do, it's gonna get flagged, and they're gonna take it down because they don't want that narrative about their community. So we gotta be more proactive in saying flag this page, because Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they allow somebody to say nigga, 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 nigga all day.
All
Okay?
day long. All
You
day
can
long.
say the N word all
All day
day.
long.
And if you say anything about, other communities, you're supposed to get flagged, you'll be in Facebook jail,
Yep.
and they take you, they restrict you. But this country has a problem with black people, and they're gonna always highlight the negative and paint us to be, these barbaric people. You know what I'm saying? When culturally, and even now, as bad as it may seem, bro, we know how the neighborhood is. In general, you got your miscreants, but 80% of the community don't act like that.
Not to. I grew up in it.
80% of
No,
people
they
don't
don't.
do that.
They
And
don't.
most people get along, have a community vibe, care about each other, protect each other, and that's how we roll. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I think, just to talk about like the resources that are available for kids, and why, like, people make excuses, like you said, and we're not taking responsibility by saying, well, when you don't, what someone said, like, if you don't give it to us, we're gonna take it. That's BS. Because you in there looting the 7-Eleven in some Jordan Reds. You're not hungry, okay? You're sticking up people in Yeezys. What are we talking about? You're the smash and grab with 20 inches of hair.
Full Nike tech suits on.
What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
You know
What
what
are
I'm
we
saying?
talking
Like,
about? Yeah.
these are not kids that don't have anything. These are kids who don't want to work, okay, who are, because America is a country that's built on material, on capitalism, and buy. I have to get, that's all they see, that's all they want. They don't want to work, they want to get it fast, and they obsessed with material things. You know what I'm saying? Until we start changing what we value, you know what I'm saying? Like all the rappers got to have on Gucci. We got to have on Louis. We got to have on, Tom Ford. Like this, what
Uh-huh.
they see. And we grew up with it, bro. With flashy stuff, but it wasn't in our face 24/7. You know what I'm
Not all
saying?
the time. Yeah,
So
yeah.
they see this stuff and they think this, and they young, so they can't decipher what's real and what's fake,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, I don't know how there are resources, there are after school programs, there are work programs, there are organizations that offer, free literacy, financial literacy, education. There are resources, abundance of resources, more so than we had coming up. It's out there for them. You know what I'm saying? If they don't use them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that to me that's a situation with parenting. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff I didn't have an option. If it was a college fair and I don't know what I'm doing, my daddy said it's a college fair, you going Friday. We going Friday. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna tell him? So I'm gonna say I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you
You
gonna
get
do
the
something.
points. Yeah.
You
That's
gonna
what.
do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, I feel like it's we gotta stop making excuses. Some of these shorties are just flat out disrespectful. They don't have any respect for their parents. They don't respect authority. They don't respect their teachers. They don't respect the police.
Nope.
And you know, to me, when you don't respect the rest of the authority because you don't respect your parents. Because it's nothing in me that thought that I can cuss my teacher out and I was gonna go home safely.
Hell no. Hell,
No.
hell no.
And I go home and there was no consequences. You know what I'm saying? Or my parents saw me in a smash and grab and I was just gonna be able to no, like these kids have everything, bro. I think in the effort for black people to for us to make our kids not feel like they don't have, you know what I'm saying, and want them to have the best, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. They have everything. They don't know about work ethic because they got everything.
They got everything.
They get phones before we do.
Sure
They
do.
get the latest Jordans, they get the Yeezys, they get the new phone, they get their haircut every week, they get lashes, they get their nails, they get all this, they got everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a bunch of spoil, and even for black kids, it's a bunch of, it looks different than maybe entitled white kids, but it's the same thing. These are entitled black kids, in my opinion. They have everything and they they just think they're supposed to have it. You know what I'm saying?
I,
And they
I don't
don't.
I don't think a lot of them do this shit because they poor and can't
They
eat,
absolutely not
trying to
poor.
survive. I'm not buying all that because when you, like you said, when
If
you
you
look
was
at
selling food,
when,
sure.
when you look at some of these shorties, these shorties be having on motherfucking what's the name, coats, like you said, Jordan fours on. They be having these Gucci belts on and shit, these Montclair coats and shit.
Yep.
They be out here doing this dumb shit. To me, again, when I think of survival, I think of a motherfucker that's living under the Cicero Bridge right there on 50, whatever that is, not on 30 something, by before you get to the airport. And they got holes in their shoes, raggedy clothes on, and if they robbing somebody, I can clearly say what and be like, yeah, that person trying to survive because he
Right.
really don't know when his next meal is, or he
Right.
really don't know when he gonna be able to eat anytime soon. But
Right.
again, these shorties, and a lot of these shorties too, they come from these homes where these parents just really don't give a fuck what they
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
because the parents is outside at a
That is
tap
correct.
and doing whatever they doing. So you
That is correct.
that's a big issue.
Yeah.
And we know if you grew up in the hood, you know what the problems plague the hood. We're not saying the hood don't have problems.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
understand the problems in the hood, but we also know what bullshit is. And
Absolutely.
a lot of these shorties out here on bullshit.
That's it. I'm trying to make excuses for them. I'm always a person that's gonna, especially when it comes to our people and our kids, give them some bail and say like, oh, they don't have this, and maybe this, and I as a person that worked with kids for almost 20 years, this is what my belief is, what I've seen. Discipline works. Okay. Discipline works. And I believe in my heart, kids want discipline. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially when it's laced in love. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
think it's the expectation that want to they want to be guided.
Yep.
It's a natural connection in them because they understand they are kids. And I think giving them this freedom to do whatever they want, a kid with the underdeveloped brain is just a bad idea. They need direction. Give your kids the ability to be free as far as expression, as far as their character, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
freedom as far as what you can and what you can't do. I'm the adult, and I'm gonna tell you what's best for you because you don't know yet. You ain't seen what I've seen.
You
You know
ain't
what I'm
seen what
saying?
I've been through.
So you gonna tell me everybody outside at the party and you go to the party gets shot up. I could have told you that ain't nothing good for no 15-year-olds to be at no party at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Get your ass back home.
Yep.
You ain't that freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like whose party is that? Whose mother's house is that? Does she know what's her number? Let me call her. That's how we was raised.
Yep.
You gonna go to a party? I finna say I'm finna go to Moses' party, and my daddy ain't finna call your parents and say he's going to that party. Because if he call your parents and they say you
What
don't know nothing
party?
about it,
Mm-hmm.
baby, I might as well be sitting on the porch when I come home because
Like my man Robert Harris said at house party. Oh, that's your ass.
absolutely, man. No,
Oh,
like
man.
yeah,
Oh. Hey,
we need some discipline, bro.
that was before we got here, man. This has been a good ass show, man. This has really been good.
Yeah,
But let me just say this. Let me just say this. We'll wrap this up. I hate to see Chicago be like this, like this negative, because we all know we grew up here. Chicago really is a dope ass city, and
beautiful.
like and hear me out. For people who don't live here, people who don't live here but listen to the show, it's not really as bad as the media makes Chicago out to be.
Absolutely.
Like I mean this with everything in my heart. This city is people are not dying like this every day. The entire city is not getting shut up like the media wants us to believe. Like there are stats that say Chicago is not even in the top 5 as
I have to tell people that all the
the most
time, bro.
deadly shooting cities in America. But the
Yeah.
media, social media, makes it seem that way. And you got a stupid ass ex president who always would bring up Chicago all the time, which is not really the case. And again, I'm not sticking up for the bullshit that happens here, but I'm also just pointing out that the city is not what people make it out to be. You and I grew up here. We lived here all our life. Our family have moved here and lived here all their lives. Other people we know have pretty much lived great lives here in Chicago. Yes, there has been some tragic moments. Kids getting killed, babies getting killed. We understand that. But we also know that there's more good here than it is bad in this city. Everybody loves going downtown when summertime comes. Everybody loves going outside in Chicago when the summer hits. What's the saying? Summertime shy. We've been saying that for years because
Mhm.
that really means something in this city.
Mhm.
But we still, as a city, I just wish that some stuff would change with the people who make the decisions. That's all I'm gonna say. I just wish some stuff would change in this city, and hopefully it does. Because at the end of the day, I would put this city over a whole bunch of other cities.
Yeah.
Food, the culture, the skyline, sports, all that. I still would put this city over any other cities, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I have to tell people all the time. I remember being on even a work call, and you know how they always have to have these get to know you situations, and they talk
Yep.
about, every time I say, they say, well, if you say where you from, I say, well, right now I live outside of Chicago, but I was born and raised in the city. I said we call Chicago the city when you live in the suburbs,
Yep.
and they're like, oh, the city, like it's bad there, and I'm like, it's not that bad. I was like, my neighborhood really wasn't that bad. I was like, when they did get bad, we moved. I was
Yeah.
like, but there's a lot of areas, there's a lot of places in the city in Chicago, a lot of blocks that are quiet. You know what I'm saying?
A
It's
lot of
not
them.
every block is not drug infested. Every block is not gang infested. I'm like,
Yep.
it's not what you make it. It's not what you think it is. I'm like, every city has bad areas. You know what I'm saying? It's the rural areas have bad areas. You know what I'm saying? So the small towns, they have their issues too. They
Mm-hmm.
just magnify it for their own political reasons, but it's not that bad. Chicago is a beautiful city. It's always stuff going on. You know, it is, it has this down, down south like everything else, but
Everything. Yep.
don't believe all this stuff. And you got to be careful. We got to be careful, bro. Everybody needs to be careful of what we're even allowing in our feed. You know what I'm saying? Because that negativity, you don't think it's affecting you, but it does.
It
It's
does.
garbage in,
Right.
garbage out. I'm like, promote, that's what like propaganda stuff is to indoctrinate you in a sense without telling you directly, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. And if
Mm-hmm.
I follow all these Chicago sites and all these blogs, and all they do is promote, sex, promote drugs, promote violence, like whether you believe it or not, it's gonna become a part of your brain and what you process. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
you don't. We have to monitor what our kids are looking at. You know what I'm saying? China does not even allow their kids to do a lot of
I
this stuff.
know. I know.
They can't even see this stuff
I
because they
know.
have restrictions on their internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't, they can't even.
That's crazy.
It's
Even
some
think about
stuff that
it.
won't
Yeah.
even come in. It won't even come in their feed
Right.
because
Right.
we're not even to put that in because they understand how that stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
People that make commercials, marketing knows, bro. They know how this stuff works. This is why you have a whole job as a marketer because you know what affects people's brains without them even trying to. So
Trying to.
that's the part of that. We just got to be careful. It's a lot to talk about, but I think, hopefully we got a little bit of summer left. Hopefully next weekend, we can end the summer on a more peaceful note. Hopefully.
I hope. I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. 'Cause, I really do. And I mean, last thing before I go, hey, I've been going down that Tubi rabbit hole. These Tubi movies. I'll just say this: if you want to be entertained for at least 90 minutes, I swear to you, there's a whole bunch to choose from because some of these Tubi movies and the acting and the action, my God, that's all I can say. I probably I probably saw the one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life on Tubi with Claudia Jordan in it. It was so bad, but yet so entertaining.
Mm-mm.
It's Tease, listeners. I'm telling y'all, a lot of listeners watch Tubi because they be sending me stuff on Facebook, movies to watch. But look, I'm telling y'all,
Well, I'm gonna
I,
tell the listeners. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
every week, every week, geez, I go down the Tubi rabbit hole. I'll start one movie and then another movie will get recommended. And tease,
I,
woo,
I
listen.
can't. I tried it and I can't.
On, on a serious note, I love what the black people who run Tubi, and I love what they're doing. They creating their own platform, but that damn
I don't even think it's
quality.
Tubi. I don't even think Tubi is black owned.
I'm talking about the movies,
The
I'm
movies,
sorry,
yeah, 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 yeah.
the movie, the people who direct them and write them, but
Sure.
the quality, my God, oh my
It's
God,
terrible. I
oh,
can't. I don't like watching. It's
oh,
one thing to watch terrible acting, but to watch like terrible, like recorded, I can't do that. I just
oh,
can't. I've tried it and then I can't. But for those of our listeners who would like to watch more intelligent TV, I watch.
intelligent TV,
I
intelligent
watch.
TV.
I watched two good documentaries last week. I watched. It was one on actually. One was on Hulu, The Sound of the Police. Um, it's a great documentary by Stan Lathan. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Lathan Daddy, but Stan Lathan has been in
He's been
the
around a long
media
time.
a long time, and he's behind a lot of stuff that people probably don't even realize that he's been that he's produced. But he's the producer for the movie for the documentary Sound of the Police, and it's showing the connection between from post slavery when we had like slave catchers and how that mentality, how it basically became what we see now in policing in the city. I mean in our country. And how our country's form of policing is probably some of the worst in the world. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. But it really talks about just the systematic racism of how policing in America has started, and just how, you know, how some of these deaths and how they treat, you know, black people. It's almost indoctrinated in them that, you know, that uh they're supposed to look out for us, and that they're supposed to watch us. We're supposed to capture them because we are the watchers, and they not supposed to be free. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good documentary. If it's gonna piss you off, for sure. So once you're done watching it, you may want to go ahead and go to Tubi, watch something a little less deep, because it is gonna piss you off. Then my other one, before we leave, I watched a documentary on Netflix called "Take Care of Maya," and that was super sad. It was Take Care of Maya, just in short, is about a young lady. She was sick, and her mother took her to the hospital. The tragic story of how her mom, how the medical system basically ignored the mom and accused her of abuse, lost custody of her daughter. The mother couldn't take it, ended up killing herself. And it's a lot more to it, but it's such a tragic story. But once you watch it, you'll see how many people that has been affected in this country by that. So it's super sad, because I remember the lady, one of the doctors behind, who was one of the people that was responsible for um for Maya being taken from her parents. She was the same lady who does a couple years ago, the girl from American Idol, I think her name was Saisha Macarduda, came Saisha something. She was on American Idol, but her baby was taken from her because they accused her of child abuse too, because they said her kid was underweight, and they took her 2-month-old child from her. You know, and so yeah, it's it's some deep stuff. So those are two good documentaries.
Check that out.
Yeah, check them out.
Check that out, listeners. Letice is always the plug for documentaries.
Yeah, I love documentaries. I'm a nerd in that sense. I'll watch that and listen. I'll watch those documentaries, but I'll sit there and watch a whole documentary. And I have a thing. I think I said it on court before. I have a thing with Alaska. I
know
love.
you always say that. You always say you
I
love
love.
Alaska.
I don't know what it is. I never want to really go because it's too far and it's too cold, mostly. But it's so interesting. But yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I know I get what you mean by Alaska being interesting.
Yeah,
I get it.
But next week when we go, when we come back next week, bro, we got to talk about the ladies at the Fearless Fund, because we got to talk about them and that dude. We're gonna need some time for that, but we're gonna talk about that next week. Yeah,
we will. But hey, everybody, once again, this is some of that podcast, episode 81. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube page is still popping. Keep leaving those comments. Subscribe, share the podcast. Once again, thank you for rocking with us, because you believe in us. We're gonna be back again next week. We're gonna have more topics. You know, we went kind of long today because the relationship topics always is a fire
always.
start. It's always a fire start in relationship topics. But next week we'll be back at it. Teach, you got anything?
Nope, that's it. We thank y'all for rocking with us, and we'll definitely see y'all next week.
All right, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.